This is Jason. Thank you for joining me here today. So for today's video, we're going to be discussing Bitcoin. It's been 10 years since the white paper was released by Satoshi Nakamoto, and we've come a long way in the value of the coin, the uses, and just general knowledge. So for this video, we're going to go over a few basics of the coin so you get a little familiar with it. So to start, we're going to go to bitcoin.org, which is the official website of the coin, and we're going to watch a quick video. Stand by.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
So an interesting part of that video was in where it says you can buy anything with Bitcoin, which essentially is true if you have someone who actually accepts it. And that's so far been the hardest part of adoption, because people see the cost of one Bitcoin and they shy away from it. Also, the market volatility has caused people to doubt Bitcoin's use as a currency as opposed to a store of value or an investment. So we're going to look at CoinMarketCap, and currently Bitcoin's market cap is over $110 billion. One Bitcoin is currently valued at $6,349.38. So the circulating supply, this is how many are currently out there right now, is 17,357,912. The max supply will be 21 million. If you think about it in terms of use as a currency, we may have seen Bitcoin go past that, and a lot of people are speculating that it will never actually be usable as a currency because of the how it's been used so far. Granted, you don't have to own a complete Bitcoin to use Bitcoin. You don't have to have $6,349.38 wrapped in it to be able to use it for purchases. But if you ever wanted to own a Bitcoin, this is how much it would cost. But let's look at the Wikipedia entry for Bitcoin and get a general idea of the currency itself, aside from what was said through the official website. So according to the Wikipedia entry, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, a form of electronic cash. It is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or a single administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public distributed ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoin was invented by an unknown person or group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto and released as open source software in 2009. Bitcoins are created as a reward for a process known as mining. They are exchanged for other currencies, products, or services. Research produced by the University of Cambridge estimates that in 2017 there were 2.9 to 5.8 million unique users using a cryptocurrency wallet, most of them using Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been criticized for its use in illegal transactions, its high electricity consumption, price volatility, theft from exchanges, and the possibility that Bitcoin is an economic bubble. Bitcoin has also been used as an investment, although several regulatory agencies have issued investor alerts about Bitcoin. So, for this part, we're going to talk about each of these points. So, there's no amount of Bitcoin that has been used that can compare to the amount of illegal transactions committed through fiat currency. If you take every Bitcoin in existence and lined it up against every US dollar in existence, the US dollar will always win, as in what illegal agents would want to use. The reason why it's become a popular online tool for illegal activities is because, by and large, it's not anonymous, but it's private. So you can transact. You can ransom people with it and tell them that, send me X amount of Bitcoin for me to leave you alone. But it's not anonymous because if you know how the technology works and you have the ability to, you can find who's doing it. Because, as it said, it's a public distributed ledger. Every transaction is recorded. It doesn't just simply disappear. It just doesn't have a name attached to it. As far as high electricity consumption, well, that's true when you think of mining. Because to make mining Bitcoin profitable, you have to have huge mining rigs or server farms, mining farms, I should say, and that does consume a lot of energy. Some people in the space have advocated for solar power, which actually would probably be a good way to counter that because it's renewable energy. You're not pulling it from the grid. For price volatility, price volatility that's solely a concern of investors. The average user who is going to use Bitcoin to buy something, price volatility doesn't really make that big of a concern for them, because if someone says give me one, and you send them one and they take it, the transaction's done. Theft from exchanges, that's actually a big issue, because the different exchanges have different levels of security. There's always the notion that if you don't own your private key, you don't own your Bitcoin. And there are some exchanges that require you to leave your Bitcoin, your cryptocurrency, on the exchange in order to receive benefits from those exchanges. It's also very dangerous. But getting back to this, the economic bubble, when people say it's a bubble, right? We've seen bubbles in other industries as well. We've seen bubbles with tech. We've seen bubble with housing, the financial market in 2008, 2009. That was a bubble. It doesn't mean that it went away. It just means that the amount of money people were making at the time finally stopped and the price dropped. But it's still there. So when people tell you that this thing is a bubble, they're pretty much just trying to scare you away from it. Don't heed that. We've seen bubbles before, and we've survived. So what I would encourage you to do, especially if you're new, is I would encourage you to go over to bitcoin.org and read the Satoshi white paper, which is the basically the outline of Bitcoin itself by its creators. A lot of people, unfortunately, look at the white paper as gospel, and if your cryptocurrency doesn't adhere to this document, then it's not really a cryptocurrency. Well, that's short-sighted. remember, at its base, cryptocurrency is based in cryptography, so as long as it adheres to that and has a basic decentralized nature, it pretty much qualifies. But do your research, look into that. So that's it for today. Our next cryptocurrency we're going to be looking at is Ethereum. The idea behind this series is we're going to take each of the top 100 cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap by market capitalization, and we're just going to discuss just each one of them, their history, the creator, the project behind it, and then hopefully that will give you a better idea of what's going on and how to become a participant in the space. So we're going to focus on the top 100. Now what's interesting about this is that it changes, because it's possible that what was number 3, which is currently XRP, could become number 2 depending on how the market moves. So that's next. We're going to be doing this every week, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you guys. Take care.